Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot, and this is the Wrestling Podcast where we always put wrestling first because wrestling is the number one priority. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing for you, but for me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. This edition of Monday Night Raw is, and it was bad. I believe personally it was worse than the previous week, the Raw after the Rumble, and that's saying a lot because that Raw was just a full episode, 2.5 hours of filler nonsense and garbage, and then a week later you top that by being even worse. Not only was this week's episode the same thing, filler garbage, it was all predictable. And I guess that's where we are now. These shows are so redundant, so boring, so cookie cutter that you could go with each match and be like, yep. If you cannot look at these shows and automatically tell who's going to win, then you have not been paying attention to the product. There is nothing that any, and I don't want to say smart fan, because I don't want to insult people and call people dumb, but it is what it is. I've said it. If you're enjoying this product, you actually might be a bot. You might be a WWE sports entertainment drone. You might be a hive mind, because anybody who's watched this show with common sense, who implies critical thinking, who can think for themselves, who is not getting caught up in what WWE wants you to believe, you will see for yourself how bad the product is. And some things are downright nonsensical. Like I said about SmackDown, you're not going to sit here, Liv Morgan going to say that Raquel Rodriguez could just beat Jade Cargill for the title when we know that that Raquel does not win matches. That's nonsensical. We can see it for ourselves. She does not win matches. She is a jobber. And what made it so funny, and this is how you know WWE does not care, after having Liv come out and say some dumb stuff like that, Raquel was immediately packed up by Jordynne Grace. Finn Balor asking for a world title shot when we know he's not going to win. Finn Balor is an amazing wrestler. He deserves better than what he's getting, but we know he's not going to win. Finn Balor. You can look it up. Finn Balor has the most main roster losses than any male superstar. Look it up. It's true. You look at Roxanne Perez. She is up there of one of the top women with the most losses on the roster. Outside of Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble, Judgment Day has been on a losing streak. Dom is back, and he's been gone for weeks. We haven't seen this man in like 2 months. He's back. Who cares? I don't. You shouldn't either. That is the thing. This is where we're at. We're at a point in WWE where either two things can happen. It has to change for the better right now. Literally. This is urgent. It needs to change for the better right now, or we are going to slowly witness the demise of WWE under Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque McMahon. He is uncreative. Some may call him a doofus. Some may call him a fraud. But what you cannot call him is a talented booker or a competent promoter. Because if he was, we would not be circling back to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, by his own admission, set the company up for someone to take the ball and run with it, and nobody has. And it's not because they don't have talent. On the surface, this is one of the most talented rosters that WWE has ever had. The problem is twofold. Nobody can get over. Nobody is booked well. And the superstars just don't care. As long as they get their money, as long as they get their check, they on TV looking good, they don't care. Gunther rarely wrestles. CM Punk rarely wrestles. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky rarely wrestles. Half the time they show up to the arena, they cut a promo, they're in their street clothes. Because they know they don't have to do anything. They know they're not going to put out any effort, so they know creative has nothing for them. But this is the show that me as a fan, WWE wants me to be invested in, when I know for 100% for a fact that Rhea Ripley is not going to lose to Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile. When I look at a triple threat match, it is Rhea Ripley, and I know Rhea Ripley is going to win. Come on now. Come on. You put Tiffany Stratton in a match with Chelsea Green and Lash Legend. Of course Tiffany Stratton is going to win. As good as Chelsea Green is, she goes out on her back every single time. She is a jobber. Ivy Nile is a jobber. I don't remember the last time Ivy Nile won a match. And poor Lyra, her stock has dropped since she dropped the Intercontinental title. Lyra came out to no pop, yo. The fans in attendance didn't care about Lyra. I'm sitting at home watching the TV. I'm excited for Lyra to come out. I'm like, wow. Am I this woman's only fan? Like, am I only fan? Because the crowd did not care. That woo in her music is not the audience. That's part of the song. So they had to put crowd engagement into her song. And that's ridiculous. The song is not supposed to be doing that. The audience is supposed to be doing that. You have a bunch of wrestlers that just nobody cares about because they're not getting over. They're not telling compelling stories. And the matches are not good. The show opens up with its usual montage of the talent showing up in their arena. They showing up with their coffees. They looking like runway models instead of professional wrestlers. They're just walking in. It was funny though, because Becky is hilarious. She ended up CM Punk and AJ Lee walking in. Becky walking in behind them. She sees AJ and gets visibly upset and storms off. She's storming to the ring to open the show. So the show opens with and they tell us that Braun Breaker injured himself. I wish Braun Breaker the best. Speedy recovery, sir. Come back stronger. Hopefully come back with some character and some charisma. While you having time off, go talk to your uncle, not your father. Because if WWE wants you to be the guy, I need you to find some personality. So Becky comes to the ring, and normally I love to see Becky. I believe Becky is one of the best mic workers in the company. I was about to say country. In the company. However, when it doesn't make sense, it just doesn't make sense. And even I cannot let this slide. And then AJ Lee is my all-time favorite female wrestler. And even I can't let this promo segment slide. Got one of my favorites in the ring with my all-time favorite. And even I can see how cringe this was, how nonsensical it was. I'm not going to just be so starstruck and awestruck that, it's Becky, it's AJ, and I'm just going to let this mess slide, because I'm not going to, because I'm going to tell you why this whole promo segment was stupid. Becky is in there cutting a promo like she's about to have an aneurysm, like she's about to have a panic attack, like she can't even get her words out of her mouth. AJ has been ruining her life. Really now. Because one of my biggest gripes about AJ is she hasn't been around. I was so excited for her to come back. She came back, got that massive pop. Everybody was happy. I made a video about it. She come back. She backstage signing her contract with Triple H. I was ecstatic. Only to see AJ show up a handful of times. She hasn't been there. Outside of this moment, when was the last time we seen AJ? When she interfered in Becky's match, she really didn't interfere. She just showed up. And Becky was confused and she lost to Maxine Dupree. Outside of that, we saw her at War Games, we saw her at WrestlePalooza. So for the most part, AJ Lee has not been around. But somehow her not even showing up to work got Becky so flustered. Her life is so ruined. Like, give me a break with this crap, yo. It'd have been one thing if AJ was around, constantly interfering in Becky's match, caused Becky the Rumble. Maybe AJ Lee could have pulled her out of the Rumble. Do something. Don't sit up here and tell me this woman is ruining your life if she doesn't even show up on Raw. That's why the promo was dumb. The whole narrative is contrived. It's like, I'm telling you, they booked for children. Because you have to be 5 or a dumbass to think this is compelling TV. So they book for children and idiots. Anybody with half a brain is going to be turned off by this product. What we do get from this segment, however, is an Intercontinental title match at Elimination Chamber. And I think that is a good look. Do I think AJ should win? No, she should not. She should not come right out the gate and beat Becky. Becky should win at Elimination Chamber. The rematch at WrestleMania is where AJ should win. And if she gets the belt, hopefully she picks up more dates with the title. Because we can't have a part-time secondary title. Because to be honest, AJ and Becky should not have this belt. Once we get past this feud, this belt needs to drop back down to the mid-card where it belongs. AJ and Becky should be going for the World Heavyweight title. This belt should be the Ivy Nile title. It should be the Lyra Valkyria title. It should be the Maxine Dupree title. It should be the Raquel Rodriguez title, since clearly she ain't beating none of the world champions. This should be a mid-card title. Becky gave it some relevance. AJ can further elevate it. But once they are done with it, this belt needs to go to a mid-carder or somebody who is on the cuffs of main event and can hold this title before they transition to the main event. However, that's old school 90s, 2000 booking, because nobody transitions from mid-card to main event anymore because no stars are being built. So, either way, it should go to a mid-card female wrestler after the Becky and AJ rivalry is over. Then the first actual match of the night is the Alpha Academy versus the Usos for the WWE Tag Team titles. I really don't care about this match because what have Otis and Tozawa done to deserve a title shot? Nothing. They don't even wrestle in the division. But they did win a match to get this match, but for the most part, they've just been clowning and buffooning. Like a little bit while ago, they were on SmackDown with Joe Hendry dressed as Santa's little helpers beating the heck out of Miz with Christmas cookies and stuff like that. So they've been largely a comedy act, and they don't really do nothing. For a minute, they were Maxine's entourage. So whatever, I don't care about this match. But I will say that it was a good match. It wasn't great. It wasn't this is awesome, blah, 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 blah. But it was okay. It was a serviceable match because Tozawa can actually wrestle. He's been used as a comedy act, but he is actually very skilled in the ring. And Otis is just a big dude. But how the mighty has fallen. Less than a year ago, Jey Uso was tapping out Gunther at WrestleMania, winning the World Heavyweight title. Now, less than a year later, he's in a match with Otis and Tozawa. That goes to show you that even WWE is they're done with the Jey Uso experiment. And rightfully so. I was one of Jey Uso's I was on his side. I was like, if you get the crowd moving, everybody yeeting, he's the most over guy on Raw. He deserves a world title. But once he got the title, and you saw that he just didn't have it in him. And like I said, these guys are only here for their checks. They're only here to look good. Jey didn't turn it up. You know what I'm saying? When Randy Orton won the world title at 24 years old, some people might say he was not ready for it. He was not ready for it. But what did he do? He was a different Randy than when he was with the Intercontinental title. He turned it up a notch. He took it up. These wrestlers nowadays, they don't take it up. This is WrestleMania season. This is the part of the year that all the stories, all the storylines, all the characters, everybody should be ramping it up, revving it up, getting ready to head to WrestleMania. These guys, it's like they don't turn it up. They don't step their foot on the gas. They just coast. They just coast. And it's ridiculous because coasting is not going to get the show anywhere. What this is going to do is get people to turn off the show. And that is something they're doing in droves. They are turning away from a bad product. And I don't blame him. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for turning this show off. Because certainly I don't want to sit through it. Sometimes I'm watching this program and I am generally not entertained. And I just like, I could be doing something else right now. Certainly Friday nights, I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to waste my Friday watching a 3-hour boring program. SmackDown really needs to go back to 2 hours because it's just too much. And it's too much of a bad thing. Not too much of a good thing, too much of a bad thing. Next, you get Liv Morgan. This is a interesting promo because it calls back to when Eddie Guerrero brought flowers and stuff for China. Dom did the same thing with Liv. Liv was about to cut her promo. He stopped her to give her Valentine's Day gift. She tells us we could learn a thing or two from Daddy Dom. I mean, I don't blame her. He got her. So, I mean, I know it's character, but still, in storyline, he got hers. And, you know, Liv ain't a bad Valentine to have. And this is where it gets nonsensical and dumb. Because they have Stephanie Vaquer come out. And Stephanie Vaquer's new music is horrible. Yo, why do they always change a good thing? We can't have Powerhouse Hobbs. We can't have Stephanie with her badass music. Her old music was on point. This new music is trash, yo. But you get Stephanie coming out to the ring. She already struggles with English. But then her and Dom is cutting their promo in Spanish. So as a viewing audience, we have no idea what they're talking about. Absolutely no idea. We don't know what they're talking about until Liv and Stephanie start calling each other's puta. So they call each other a puta. Stephanie get real mad with Liv saying it. and Dominic is still in her face. She slaps Dominic and she leaves. It was funny. Another funny moment Liv was like, baby, I can get you one of these shirts that say hot girls love Daddy Dom. But she looked at Stephanie like, oh, you don't deserve to wear this shirt. False. I will say, if I have to say one thing, Stephanie looked amazing, lad. Like, she always looks good, but her outfit, her boots, everything, she looked fucking phenomenal last night. Like, so she does deserve to wear that shirt because she was looking fine as heck. I can't, like, seriously, she was. And then you get one of the most predictable matches ever. Years ago, I'll never forget this. I tuned in to the Mae Young Classic because, and I saw it after the fact, because everybody was talking about Rhea Ripley. I had to see it. I had to see what everybody was talking about. I actually wanted to see Toni Storm because people were talking about her too. So I was like, well, I'm going to get to see these two new wrestlers that everybody is talking about. And I was impressed with both of them. I made a comment online. I was like, keep your eye on Rhea Ripley. She is the future of WWE's women's division. And hella people reacted my comment. Here we are, so many years later, and mommy is always on top. And you know what? I always knew it. However, there's nuance to this. I didn't know that she was going to be the future of the division to the detriment of the division. Because I've already said, Rhea does not wrestle. But when she does wrestle, you can guarantee that Rhea Ripley is going over. Absolutely. You put her in a match, Ivy Now, Lyra Valkyria versus Rhea Ripley Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Bruh, Ivy Now does not win matches. Lyra Valkyria barely wins matches. So of course Rhea Ripley is going to win this match. And that is why I don't care about it. Because as soon as I look at the match and I already know who's going to win, I cannot emotionally invest in the match. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. That is the problem. That is the problem that we're having with Rhea Ripley, with mommy these days. That she is going to steamroll everything in her path. I'm glad she didn't win the Royal Rumble because, like I said, Liv Morgan deserved to win it. She had to win it because outside of Liv Morgan, the only other woman that's credible is Rhea Ripley. So we don't want to keep circling back to Rhea. But that's where we are. Rhea Ripley wins everything. And I knew she was going to be great, but I did not know that the rest of the women was going to suffer under her greatness. That's what I didn't anticipate. I didn't think they were going to book her like NXT Rhea Ripley. There was Rhea, there was Raquel when she was actually good. Raquel Rodriguez need to have a chat with Raquel Gonzalez. There was Shayna Baszler. There was other people in the main event and playing off each other. Either one of them could be champion at any given moment. I did not see the Rhea steamroll of the division. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't understand that. Then we get this other, and oh my goodness. Finn Balor does not win matches, but he's in the back talking about he don't want to be an afterthought. Well, bruh, if you don't want to be an afterthought, maybe you need to do what Tommaso Ciampa did. When your contract is up, leave the WWE. Because as long as you are signed to WWE, you are an afterthought. You put other people over. The internet calls you Penn Balor. You have the most losses on the roster, but he's telling Dominic, oh, I thought we were family. Dominic says what everybody said. He was like, bro, I think your window is closed. I think you crossed that bridge already. This causes Finn Balor to storm the ring. Michael Cole was supposed to have a interview with CM Punk in the ring, boring us to death, but whatever. Finn Balor comes out and demands a title shot. Punk storms the ring because he wants to get some get back on Balor, tells him he don't deserve a title shot, he deserves an ass beating. Balor is smart. He said, man, I'm not going to fight you for nothing. You want to fight me? I want a shot at the world title. And this is where it gets silly again. The world heavyweight title is the secondary title. I don't care what anybody says. The first champion was Seth Rollins. That title traces its lineage to Seth Rollins. It is not more important than the title that Stone Cold Steve Austin held, that the title that Bret Hart held, the title that Bruno Sammartino held, the title that Buddy Rogers held. It is not more important than the title that Drew McIntyre is currently holding, but Adam Pearce went out of his way to let us know that Roman Reigns versus CM Punk is the main event of WrestleMania. He said it out of his own mouth. He said, I am not going to jeopardize the main event of WrestleMania. Now, could he been possibly talking about night one main event? I don't know. They call both of them the main events now, but you know the main event is the show closer. Night two is the true main event. And if the World Heavyweight title main events over the WWE title, somebody in the back got their priorities fucking mixed up. Because that title is pathetic, to be honest. That the lineage of the old Universal title is more important than the World Heavyweight title. If you think about it, the World Heavyweight title is the third title. The Universal title is more important than the World Heavyweight title. It got merged into the WWE title to make the WWE Undisputed title, but lineage-wise, the World Heavyweight title is nothing. Now, if they would have brought back the old World Heavyweight title and just was like, this is a continuation of that lineage, that'd be something different. This is not even a secondary title. It's like, to be honest, the Intercontinental title has more lineage than this one. This World Heavyweight title can trace its lineage to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was the first champion. This is also the title that Roman went out of his way to run down when he was in Tribal Chief God mode. But he hates CM Punk so bad that this is the title. He's going to pick the secondary title, the joke title. Okay. This stuff is stupid, yo. And I do not care about it because WWE, they has no respect for their own titles, their wrestlers, their continuity. Like, if they don't respect the product, why should I? Why should I? If the wrestlers only care about getting paid, why should I care to watch this crap? Because that's what it is. It's crap. It's Monday night crap. Monday night dookie. This episode was worse than last week's. How is that possible? How is that possible? When last week's episode was one of the worst Monday Night Raws I ever seen. CM Punk said he's going to be a fighting champion. He wants to give us what we deserve. Bruh, did you wrestle tonight? No, you didn't. He barely shows up. CM Punk is not as part-time as Roman Reigns or even AJ, but he is part-time. Definitely, 100%. I'm sure he got a number of dates that he shows up. He's not showing up every week. We've seen it already. So, moving right along. Maxine Dupri versus Natty Neidhart. This devolves into nothing. I can't even say it devolves into chaos, and it devolves into nothing. They didn't even have a match. It ended in double count out. Natty holds Maxine in the sharpshooter until AJ comes out and makes the save. While AJ is trying to help Maxine, Becky comes out and attacks AJ, and that's it, man. That's it. This episode was not good. And this is a feud that they've been building for a few weeks. And this is what we get. So, They should have some type of match. I would say some type of no holds barred or no DQ at Elimination Chamber. This does not need to drag to WrestleMania. Then you have El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, and Jovan Evans versus Los Americanos, Bravo and Rayo. I'm not going to waste your time here because nobody cares about this crap. OG Americano and the young OG pick up the victory. What they should do, and they're probably building up to this, there's probably going to be a mass versus mass match at WrestleMania. This feud is so dumb. It's probably the only reason I see it happening at WrestleMania because they need matches, because it's a 2-night event, so they need matches. But nobody cares about this crap, y'all. I didn't care about the match. I don't care about anybody involved in the match. I have no investment. Chad Gable should be this era's Kurt Angle, but he's not. And I'm not saying he should be ripping off Kurt Angle, but he should fill that archetype of the all-American wrestling machine. Chad Gable has the chops to be a world champion, but they like putting him under mask. They like calling him Shorty G. Like, get this crap out of here. They have never treated this dude the way he should be treated. Moving right along, we get the buzz killer, the career killer, the ring general who does not wrestle, Gunther. Nobody cares about what Gunther has to say. Gunther is in a qualifying match next week, and obviously Gunther is going to win. He says his road to WrestleMania should have started already when he put down Goldberg, tapped out John Cena, and choked out AJ Styles. But he got to fight in the Elimination Chamber. I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther is the one that wins the Elimination Chamber. Randy ain't going to win. LA Knight is just our hopeful. We hope LA Knight is going to win, but chances are LA Knight is not going to win. Gunther is probably going to be the person walking out the Elimination Chamber. But then who would he face? Cody? Drew McIntyre? Who knows? Roman has made his choice for the World Heavyweight title, so whoever wins the Elimination Chamber is going to face Drew McIntyre. Well, Cody is in that match next week too, so between Cody and Gunther. Then your main event is Austin Theory versus LA Knight versus Penta elimination qualifying match. LA Knight wins this match. And I can't say he wins it clean because the masked man returns. Here's the thing, guys. R-Truth came back as a masked man. Jacob Fatu came back as a masked man. Austin Theory came back as a masked man. There was another masked man. And now we're on our fourth masked man. Like, can Triple H come up with anything else, anything more compelling than a hooded figure? Obviously he cannot, because we keep getting the same recycled storylines over and over again. The masked man comes out and attacks Austin Theory, gives him the stomp, rolls him back in the ring. LA Knight hits him with a BFT, and that's it. So people were saying the masked man was Austin Theory playing as a double agent. That's out of the window. People said it was Logan Paul. Obviously it's not Logan Paul because Logan Paul gave chase. So who is this masked man? Guess what, guys? I don't care. I don't care. And why should I? Why come out under a mask? Come out and show us who you are. If it's Seth Rollins, obviously Seth Rollins should be trying to get revenge on the Vision. If it's somebody that's doing Seth's bidding, then just do it. Nobody cares about this mask bullshit. Sorry. I'm not 12. I'm an adult. I don't care. Give me a compelling storyline. Give me good feuds. Give me great rivalries and excellent matches that culminates at a great match on a pay-per-view. This crap that we getting is just that. It's crap. If I had to give this show a grade On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this show a 1, possibly a 0. It was that bad. It, if I had to give it an A, B, C, D, E, F like that, this show is definitely a F minus. Terrible, predictable, nonsensical content that Triple H is literally booking for children, which technically I know he isn't, but that just shows you how dumb they are, because this is cookie cutter storytelling at its finest. Nobody is getting over. All the matches are predictable. Nothing happens on these shows. I can't even believe I talked about this for over 30 minutes. This show is just bad. Nothing happens. Nothing is taking place. This is WrestleMania season. Everything's supposed to be ramping up. It's not. This show couldn't have been more boring, bland, and skippable. These shows are entirely missable. I took some time off because I couldn't watch this crap anymore. I'm back into it, and I haven't missed a beat because literally nothing happens for weeks. This has been the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your wrestling buddies. Any and all support helps out. I'll be here. I will always be here. Bring you the wrestling content you deserve. And until the next one, peace out and stay safe.